We're at myracetime.ca and I'm going to show you how to create your event. If you scroll over top of the word timing, you will see that there's race directors, race results, and event calendar. Click on race directors. This is going to take you to a page where you can see videos on how to do all of the things we're going to look at. We'll just click on get started. You need to be a registered user. If you haven't already created your login, you will be asked to do that now by clicking create a login. Otherwise, just log in. We're going to create a new event. It is going to be public, and we're going to call it Cookie Triathlon 5. The contact address is going to come up with my email. It's in Canada, Ontario. You just fill all of this in. You can put in as much or as little information as you like. We're going to open up the registration today. Our event is tomorrow. You can open it as soon as you know that your event is on. We encourage you to get your registration up as soon as possible. The event start date will be tomorrow's date and it will end tomorrow. So for the event summary, you can put as much or as little information there as you like. I'm just going to copy and paste this to save some time. And we're going to save that. We're going to create races. So this is where you're going to put in the distances that you're going to have if you have a number of distances going on, or whether it's one. You can choose whether to pass the fee for registration on to your participant or absorb it in the ticket price. It will then automatically be calculated. If you have a total number of people that you want in your race, you can put it here. We're going to add a race and we're going to call it triathlon. It's going to be a 300, 12, and a 3. You're going to put your price in here. You can say whatever price that is, your date, and the time. Again, if you have a maximum number for this particular race, you could have, 50 for the total, but you want only 20 in your triathlon and 30 in your duathlon. You can also determine which one you want shown first, and you can click on Save. Now we're going to add another race, and we're going to make this the duathlon. So you can see that if you have some saved elements in because you're doing another one, you can just use the drop down. And again, we're going to hit save. So that saves our races. This timer lines is a component of our smartphone timing. So if you have people timing themselves on their smartphones, then they will be utilizing these timer lines, which are GPS virtual lines. Nobody sees them. You do have to put them in just so that they will show up on your tablet. So when you set your triathlon and your duathlon or whatever race it is that you're going to do, the map comes up. Click it on satellite because then you're going to see the actual of what you're doing. You would be able to set a start, an end, any intermediate lines as well. So I'm just going to do a start and a finish. I'm going to call, oh no, sorry, I'm going to do all three because we want to split ours up into swim, bike, and run. So the very first one that we're going to do, we're going to call swim. the width is default to 40 meters, which is good. I'm going to hit the next button, click the map to set the center of the line. You'll see I'm going to swim them from here, and now click in the direction of the race. So it's going to go in that direction, and I'm going to set my line. So now I want to put in a new line, and this one we're going to call bike. Same width. Next, I'll put it back on satellite so that we can see where our actual components are. They leave from here, go in this direction. So we're going to set the line. So now I have my swim and my bike. And now we're going to do another new one, and we're going to call it run. And this is going to be our third line. So they're going to go in the same direction because they come back off the bike and then they head back out on the run in that direction. So we're going to set our line, and then we're going to use our final or our finish line as we're calling it total time because it's all of the three components together. And they will come in this direction. So now I have set the timer lines for our triathlon. Now I'm going to do it for the duathlon. Just slightly different for the duathlon because they run first. So we will run them from here out, set the line, do a new split, and call it bike. Now these are not super accurate because I'm not actually utilizing any smartphones to time. This will all be done on the tablet, but if we were going to, the fact that you have a 40-meter width will cover everything. And then we will use our finish. And we have our timer line set. So in the details, you could add any other details that you wanted to in this particular spot. We don't need any additional ones. In the categories, if you're doing age group categories, then you can split it up here and you can put in, 10 to 20 or 20 to 25, 20 to 29, however you want to do that. We don't use age group, we just do male and female. So if you put in male and no start and end, then when our participants finish, it will order them as first female, first male, second, however it splits out in the results so that they can at least see where they finished in their sex category. Okay, we're going to do branding. Branding, you can change colors. This is what your file is going to look like, what your race is going to look like. I'm going to put a picture in. See if I find it here. There we go. And then I'm going to upload that. So if I want to I'll save it first. If I want to preview the page, I can see what it's going to look like. It's got our name, our address. So far 0 participants, but if there were any, you could click on that and it would show you. It gives you the event summary, the dates, and your 2 events with the prices and a spot for them to register. On the side, because this is the race directors, you can see just a snapshot. You've got your branding, name, participants, and then if you want to manage anything in here as far as your race goes. So we're going to go back here, and this is where you could add a racer if you were going to add somebody in that maybe came in or did a paper application if you don't have everybody registering online. Of course, registering online eliminates a lot of your work, but if you choose to do some through the back door or you need to make adjustments, you can do that in this area. So if you were adding somebody, you could just put their name in. And everybody by the name of Gloria will come up, and Gloria has raced with us before, so I click on her and it's giving me all of her information. So I'm just going to select a race and say she's in the duathlon and that it will be manual timing, and I'm going to register her for that race. So you can see when this is finished, it will come up and it will give us who is registered, her email address, the race, and how she's being timed. And if we need to remove her or do any adjustments, we can do that here. And when we're ready to export, we can click on the export participants, and everybody who is registered will be sent to an Excel file. There's also the ability to do an email, a mass email to everybody. You manage your results in this spot, and you can add your bib numbers here, and you can also duplicate your event if you have a series and you don't want to have to be putting in all the information, just changing dates perhaps. And that's it. That's how you create your event. You will come up with a specific URL for it. So we'll just click here on my events. So this is now showing you your event, that it's upcoming, it's public. You've got your information here. We've got one participant registered so far, and to get, I'll just go back a couple, this is your URL that you can put on your website or send it out in an email.